Hi everyone, my name is Megan and I'm one of the Community Engagement Rangers for Hampshire Countryside Services Access Team. We're here today on a not very hidden walk along the Meon Valley Trail, which is on a stretch of disused railway line. The disused railway line technically starts just south of Wickham, but the village here is the perfect place to start. There's lots of parking right at the start of the trail, and there's also pubs, cafes, tea rooms and local shops in the square itself, so there's loads to check out either before your walk or at the end as well. The Meon Valley Trail is such a great resource to have because, being an old railway line, there are no stiles or gates anywhere along the length, so it's really great for open access. We're here in Wickham. We'll be walking up to the West Walk here where we're stopping for the Bluebells. Up until about Soberton Heath, it's a bridle way, so that means footpath users can be pedestrians, cyclists or horse riders, but there's no carriage drivers allowed up until you're north of Soberton Heath. That's when it gets a bit more fun and you can have a horse and carriage, but there's still no motorised vehicles. That includes dirt bikes, ATVs or cars. This is actually a really special walk for me personally because I grew up just down the road. I would come down here all the time, either with my family, on walks or on my bike, and I loved it so much. So I really hope you enjoyed this walk as much as I do. So as I mentioned, the Meon Valley Trail is on a disused railway line. This used to run from Alton all the way down to Fareham and was originally built in 1903 to transport agricultural goods such as livestock and wheat. It didn't get used much, but during the First World War it was used to transport soldiers down from Alton to the docks to Fareham and then taken on to Gosport and Portsmouth, so it had a big use there. It was closed for good in 1968. However, the Meon Valley Trail has been maintained between Wickham and West Meon as a public right-of-way. This is for people to use and walk and enjoy to connect all the villages along this beautiful area to the South Downs National Park. The entire Meon Valley Trail from Wickham to West Meon is 11 miles long. If you want to walk the entire length, it will take about 6 hours, or if you want to cycle, they say to allow 2 hours for that. Obviously, you're quite a bit quicker on a bike. Make sure that you have either transport organised at the end, or you know how far to go before turning around. Being a railway line, it's not a circular loop, so you can't do a nice round and finish where you started. So please do plan ahead, like I said, either with a vehicle in one of the beautiful villages along the way as a stopping point, or know when to turn around. So today we won't be walking the whole length. We've walked up from Wickham and we'll be stopping here in Kingsmead to enjoy the Bluebell wood, which is part of the Forestry Commission. You can recognise this turn-off point. When you reach this bridge, on the left there's a forestry access road, and just after the bridge is a blue sign with an arrow for the Forest of Bere walk. We'll be turning in here to enjoy the Bluebells. We're here in the West Walk today to look at the beautiful bluebells that you can see all around on the forest floor this time of year. They bloom anywhere from March to early May, which is where we are now, and are an indicator species of an ancient woodland. You can find them elsewhere, sometimes along roadsides, so they're not completely exclusive or endemic to ancient woodlands, but this is where they naturally thrive and where they evolved from. It can take years for a bluebell woodland to mature, such as this, sometimes up to 5 years. This makes them incredibly valuable, and that's why we love them so much, but it does make them extremely sensitive to any damage. Bluebells are protected under the Wildlife and Countryside Act 1981. This means that it is prohibited to cut any of the flowers or dig up the bulbs, either for personal or commercial use. So as beautiful as they are, please don't cut them to take them home. And it is also prohibited for commercial use, meaning that any gardening centres can't dig them up to try and sell the bulbs as well. Bluebells are protected for many reasons, one of which we've mentioned before, how sensitive they are, being an ancient woodland species. Another issue or a threat that they face is basically from being loved too much. We all think they are the most beautiful flowers, and that's why everyone comes to woodlands like this, and that's why we want to share it with you. However, they really are so sensitive that any damage from trampling can set them back years and really affect their health. One thing that you can do is please stay to well-maintained or marked paths. Enjoy them from a distance. I know it's very tempting to just try and tiptoe through, get a good picture from right at the middle of the bluebell wood, but please, it will do more harm than good. So just take a picture, from as close as you can from the path edge, but don't crumple any of the leaves. It means they won't be able to photosynthesize and the flowers will die and take years to grow back. Another thing you can do is keep your dog under close control. Again, it would be an adorable photo to get your dog in the bluebell woods, but they will unknowingly crumple the bluebells. So please just keep them under close control and enjoy it from afar. Take a picture without getting too close or damaging any of the leaves. So we'll be finishing our hidden walk here today. If you did want to go back onto the Meon Valley Trail, you can do a nice loop around the woodland and then go back to where we came in and either head straight back up and keep going all the way up to the top to West Meon, or you can stop along any of the beautiful villages on the Meon Valley. If you want, you can also just turn around and go back to Wickham and reward yourself with one of those lovely pubs or cafes we were talking about earlier. Another option, if you've planned ahead, if the forest is your end route, then there's a car park just further up in the forest called Upperford Copse. It's part of Forestry England and it's easy to find on Google Maps. It's just off Heath Road on the A32, so really easy to organise your day, whichever way you're doing it. Thank you so much for coming along on our hidden walk today on the Meon Valley Trail. It was wonderful to show you the beautiful bluebell woodland as well as the Meon Valley Trail itself. I hope you can get out and enjoy the bluebells while they're still here. Please remember to keep your distance and respect them to protect them for longer term. If you enjoyed this video today and you want to see more or to find more hidden walks, then please like and subscribe on the Hampshire Countryside Services YouTube channel, where you'll find lots more like this and plenty across our country parks too.